All right, so NVIDIA's back up while SPY is pushing down 580. 580 very possible on NVIDIA coming down in a couple seconds here. Let's see if we actually get that move down in just a little bit. Peloton's down. Nikola. Oh man, shiny black. All right. Let's try it again. All right, let's make sure we share this on X. And let's give this a shot. Let's see what we got here. All right, so just share this on X real quick. Let's see if anybody can catch up. Get a few more folks up in here while we watch this whole thing continue. Man, oh man, look at this thing right here. Wolf, bro. Wolf. Wolf, 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 wolf. Mm-hmm. 7:30. All right, so yeah, shout out to everybody who's on this Wolf play, man. I think Wolf is one of the ones. We still should start seeing 599 next target followed by 735. All right, so if you don't have any Wolf, I'm going to say it again. We've been saying this for a little while now. Wolf is one of those ones you should just kind of hold on to for a little while. It just got a major cross up. All right, just got a very major cross up that should take this up another 300 to 40%. All right, over the next course of the next couple of months. I know nobody wants to hear that, but a couple of months is a couple of months. It's going to go by anyway. Might as well be in position to take advantage of it, right? So watch for Wolf. Major cross up just placed today. All right, on a multi-time frame level. All right, multi-time frame trading rules apply. And in this situation, you have a bullish cross of a weekly over a monthly resistance. It's a very, very big deal. All right, very, very big deal on Wolf. So do pay attention to Wolf. I do think Wolf should see some major numbers over the next little bit. All right, watching for this continuation here to happen. So if you're in on Wolf, I think it's a good opportunity. If you're not in on Wolf, it's an even better opportunity. You should be. You should at least take an opportunity to take the chance to see something happen on this thing, guys. So do keep a lookout on Wolf from this point forward. Let's see what else we have going on here. Picked up some calls on X. X is United States Steel. All right. So watching for United States Steel to turn over in a little bit. Looking for at the money calls. Going to hold these out for a little while longer. For a while, anyways. Not for a little while longer. Probably about a month out, 2 months even. I got them for a month out currently at this point. So watching for it to turn towards that $38 mark. Full confirmation would be up above 38.06 for the breakout, in my opinion. But I'm in a little early. But I do believe there's some opportunity here to the upside on U.S. Steel, even with the market coming down pretty hard though towards 580, which was to be expected. So we did last week, mentioned a little while ago, we did wind up in this position. We're watching it for a retracement back down compared to what happened on July 15th. Now, I don't think exactly the same is going to happen on the SPY, but it's kind of hard to not to deny that it's looking the way it's looking. It does have that appearance to it, so it's something to be mindful of on SPY. I mean, it's pretty ugly at this point, but it's necessary. We're at the end of a schematic or end of a triangle, end of a wedge that we've been playing out since the end of July. All right, was the drop all the way down to about 507. All right, that's the wedge we're dealing with at this point. So if history were to repeat itself, we know that we're probably going to see a larger move to the downside. And I'm talking about the July 15th move. All right, this push down we had all the way to 517 after breaking up this uptrend, falling down to the downside. Right now, we're currently in the same predicament at the end of an uptrend or end of a wedge to potentially push us down. It would suck if it happened. It would. It really would. But hopefully we get prepared for it. I missed out on an opportunity for some puts. Did see the puts potential earlier this morning. William, what's going on, Grand Rising, my friend? We're here. We are back once again. Welcome back. Hope you guys had a good weekend this past one. All right. But we are here like always. All right, we're going to do what we need to do. Be prepared for opportunities. Take them as they come up if possible. And at least be prepared for what the week has in store for us, right? So here we are. Appreciate you stopping in, my friend. All right. Silver just keeps going. We talked about silver a few times here. Silver, gold. I mean, the market's preparing for something. I mean, hard assets. You see real estate continuing to push up. Yeah. Steel. I got into X, which is steel. It's steel company. I mean, steel is obviously not gold or silver, but I got into some calls on steel, which is X. All right, I'm going to hold those out for a little while. Or U.S. Steel, which is the ticker symbol X. And, yeah, hard assets, things of that nature. New building construction, obviously, is going to be found around steel. New building construction, there's a part of that. So those types of commodities, something to pay attention to right now. But gold and silver. Gold, silver, and apple. You can't go wrong. Let's take a look at SLV real fast to see what's going on there. And you got GDX, huh? Let me take a look at silver real quick. The silver keeps making new high after new high after new high. I mean, it's kind of what we talked about was going to happen here. And it has been happening. All right. But they are preparing for something. And we talked about this the other day as well. I think, William, you were here. We talked about good stuff, man. Very good stuff. We talked about a potential shot up on the VIX, which is about to occur. All right. So something to pay attention to. Here's your bull channel you're dealing with right now. This is completely bullish, all right, in my opinion. So in terms of, I mean, you're at the top side of a range. I will say that much. I mean, is there a retracement that's going to happen? Of course, it's always a retracement. You're not going to just break straight out of this. I doubt it. Let's take a look at volume to find out. But ultimately, you are in a spot where, there's my volume indicator. What's it missing? Oh, it's already up. Okay. Let's see here. You are in a spot. You got platinum crosses up on the 1 hour, 4 hour. Like, it's going to continue. All right, so this is the 1 hour. And let's go to the 30-minute probably where it all kind of started. All right. So here's your platinum cross up on the 4 hour, which took place back here at $26.37. All right, that's a great spot to have caught it. All right, $26.37. I had my money line marked here, $26.37. Once you caught the break, you see how much that ran after catching that platinum cross. This would have been a perfect entry. All right, since then, the actual first wave up was about 8%. It took about 4 days to do that. And ever since that, you've been on the rise. You didn't retrace up until you got towards about $30. So about a $4 move could have been seen from this point if you would have played just this cross alone, seeing the potential breakout. All right. Hey, Steve, what's going on, man? They halted the AMC. Yeah, we talked about it in we talked about this in Discord this morning. I said it's gonna probably stall out sideways for a little while because we're right there. They're not gonna just let it break through like that. They're gonna make you wait. That's part of AMC's MO. So, but yeah, 442 did touch. Somebody's getting a little scared. I will say that much. That is the 30-day moving average on the weekly. That's a big deal. All right, on AMC. All right, but as far as SLV here, I mean, you're looking good for a potential possible retracement for the next move. But overall, I think that this is going to continue, man. I don't really see an issue with this continuing for a while. It's been held, and not to mention, this has been held down for a long time, right? This is only a piece of it. This is the breakout. This has been held down for a while. It's probably going to go to 35, 40. Like, silver's been, in my opinion, artificially manipulated for a long time. It's one of those stocks, well, one of those commodities that they use to control the marketplace when it comes to stuff like this, all right? Silver is just one of them, all right? Because they can control a lot of things. You know, governments get controlled by this type of stuff. All right, it's like the diamond trade. It's like gold. It's held down for a reason, right? Because people that have ownership of those things personally, you know, would be in different positions if they held on to them, right? And then that creates a whole other thing. But that's how you control supply and demand, is by controlling these hard assets. It's the same reason why they want to buy everybody's house out from under them, right? And then not only they buy it from you, they try to rent it back to you, right? So basically, you will own nothing and you rent everything, and that's how you get screwed in the end. So this is the mentality behind how things work in the world right now. So it's happened with gold, it's happening with silver, it's happened with diamonds. Obviously, the diamond trading, the whole nine. It's gonna happen with real estate as well. It's gonna happen with almost everything. You'll own nothing and like it, and that's basically what the entire country is moving towards. But that's not my thing. I don't get into politics, right? I just talk about what I believe based upon what the charts are saying and what I think the overall sentiment is. I digress. Anyways, let's go back to let's go back to what's happening here. Big SPY play down, way to start the week. You caught that, J. Cole? My man, good stuff, bro. We talked about it this morning. I didn't get in on it, man. That was a nice push down, though. We talked about it this morning. That golden pocket was going to be it. And I just was over here talking, yapping, and I didn't catch the move down. But it was nice play, man. Congratulations, because that was it was clear as day. I just caught displayed the move up on X. That's the only play I got into this morning. Still holding on the Chevron, the CVX calls. Those were like 150 calls, I believe. But here's the play. It was a head and shoulders, clear as day, on this SPY. All right, you hit it was a head and shoulders. You hit the golden pocket. Oh, wow, was my first golden pocket. You lost the support golden pocket. You lost the uptrend golden pocket. Let's go and take a look at both of them. All right, this would have been back here. Your top would have been at, that's a little messy. It's moving tight. Top side resistance, the golden pocket up here to 5.618. We're in at 584. You went it, you swept above it. Double tweezer top, pushed it right back down. You're heading towards the bottom side, which is going to be the 1618 to the negative side. That'll put you at 580.17. So we're not even there yet. Not to mention you lost the creek line on the 15 minutes. So you're coming down. All right, if you don't start bouncing here, which you're not, you're coming down to 580, which will also cause you to lose this entire wedge that we've been dealing with for a little while. So yeah, it looks ugly. It looks ugly. Now, William, it's a fantastic cup and handle. It's a fantastic cup and handle on the silver trade. All right, it's gonna go up, and so is everything else in terms of gold, hard assets, real estate. Like I mentioned a minute ago, it's gonna go up. And we're probably getting set to see a major move. I don't know, J. Cole, you know, we were talking about this a while ago in Discord. We talked. I also talked about it here, I believe. This VIX thing, man. That thing looks scary, bro. I don't know. I'm really thinking about getting rid of these $600 calls. It's like really starting to, get to me. But we'll see. We will see. Hold on a second, yeah. Hey, where's my music? That's what's happening. My music is not playing. Oh, okay. So it's all quiet. So you're just hearing me talking, and I hear no music. That sucks. All right, hold on a second. Audio output. Headphones. Oh, there you go. Let me know if that's too loud. Alright. Cool. Well, here you are on this. Alright, once again, appreciate everybody stopping in on the stream. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new here. I think everybody here is all fan. We've been here a little while. Positive Insights. Just peeped your name here. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. Hope you had a good weekend, guys. Not a bad beat. I'll let this rock for a little while. All right. Where's Wolf at? Wolf is just looking amazing. We didn't hit five. We haven't hit 599 yet. I want 599 on the dot to hit on Wolf, and then I'm gonna start looking potentially at. Looking for it to reload for calls. I haven't played calls on Wolf in a little bit. I think I missed the call move, which would have been a banger, but I'll let the call move go. That is because I've just been watching these shares just pile up. Let's see here. Truck 504, what's going on? What's going on? First time I think I've seen your name in the stream. Appreciate you stopping in. It's a pleasure to have you. Hopefully hit the like button, subscribe for me. Appreciate that, guys. Once again, make sure you also share this thing. Let's get a couple folks up in here so we can have some discussions. Hopefully some opportunities and take advantage of them. We'll go over charts and the whole nine. While chilling and vibing to some music in the background. Why not? It's my man Matthew McConaughey and Wolf of Wall Street said it the best. You look at these numbers, little tick marks all day, you need something to kind of calm you down. But not what he was talking about. I'm just talking about a little bit of music. That's all. So we kind of here with this right now. All right, let's see. We got Wolf about there, 599, a 12% day on Wolf. Beautiful, beautiful play. I mean, you can't get wrong. You can't go wrong with this one. Not to mention with weekly and monthly breakout. Yeah, Wolf is a dope low play. Very dope play. Long term, want to mention as well, which is something that I covered in Discord, but we'll talk about it here as well. 541 already broke, so yeah, 599 is next target. Oh, good stuff, Truck. Definitely appreciate you. All right. So something to take note of. A multi-time frame trading situation. All right, this is how another way to kind of play this. All right, this market stuff is by multi-time frame trading, which is pretty important to take note of. All right, you got this cross here of a weekly and a monthly cross over on Wolf. All right, I pointed this to the guys in Discord, so they're aware of this, but make you aware in case you're interested in taking a play. We've been in Wolf. You guys remember me talking about this since probably, I don't know, when did I start this podcast back up? Maybe like what, May? Maybe June? I don't know. I think it was probably May. But we've been talking about Wolf ever since roughly down here, somewhere in this range, about $1 and change, $2, somewhere around there. I was purchasing a lot in the $1 range. However, this has now showed up as a full-fledged cross on the weekly and monthly time frames. All right, this is major. So I'm going to remove a couple lines real quick, hide the indicators. We know that Bitcoin is potentially about to break out, so we'll do the all-time highs. All right, something to watch up. And go back here. The last time Wolf actually had this type of a cross was back here. January 21st. So we just keep going back to that date. January 2021. What is it about January 2021? I don't know what took place back then. I guess we probably can all guess. But January 2021. All right. You got the same cross up on Wolf. All right, back then. January 2021. All right. GME squeezed, AMC squeezed. Everything was right at the world. You had a ton of squeezes that were going on all over the place. What was it? Metamaterials and all these different squeezes were going on. But here you go right here. Weekly crossed over to monthly. Back here on January 21st. From that point, Wolf ran 390%. We just got the same cross, like Friday, I believe. All right, this past Friday. Now, this to get 390% took about 300 days. I mean, 300 days, that's roughly about a year. That's not terrible. All right, you can wait a year. Year's gonna go by a year, go by anyway. Regardless. You waited a year, just let your shares cook up, for a year. 300 days to about, what was this? 300 days, 390%. That puts you around $20 within a year. I mean, to buy at $5 and or so and be at $20 in the within the year, I think it's a really fair assumption and a really fair play to make. All right, if you would have been back here with us when we first started this whole podcast thing, you know, that's obviously a different story, but not so bad from here if you were to take the play from $4, $5 up to about $20 in a year's time frame. I mean, that's not a bad place to put some money. You know, I mean, I could think of a lot of worse places to put some money in. But ultimately, if you were to get about a year out from now, you know, I'm still underneath $2 a share at this point. That'd be a 796% play, all right, on Wolf. All right, that's not bad just by sitting there holding some shares. In terms of his Wolf, again, about this $5.95, $5.99 is coming up. As far as in comparison to AMC, just because I want people to have at least some kind of a reference point if anybody's on an AMC. I'm pretty sure everybody is on AMC, right? That attends this whole thing here. AMC got that same cross up I just mentioned a little while ago, which is the pink above the blue. All right, which is the weekly time frame above the monthly time frame, which is again multi-time frame trading. This should show you that you have your cross took place here from that point where the cross took place. AMC ran from here. It took a lot shorter time frame, but roughly about a 497% move off that cross, which is the same one I just showed you on Wolf a second ago. All right, GME is trying to do that same situation and just keep blocking it. All right, GME obviously was the leader of the whole game, right? GME did that same cross back here, right here, and this was roughly about $8 and change. You got up, you got above it, 1,397% move on GME. Very fast, obviously, but this is what they keep trying to avoid, which is again where we are right now as we speak. And they're trying to curl this thing over. They're trying to stop it as much as they possibly can, but we're getting very close to it. All right, it's starting to get that rounding shape, which I'm not a fan of. It's starting to round out a little bit, but we need to hurry up and get back above 520, above that 21.24 level. But I do believe GME will hit somewhere around $20.50 today. I've been talking about that this morning. $20.50 for the final time, which will finally catch that uptrend one more time to see about turning it back around. So that's what we're looking for on GME, and just an example of making out of these particular plays, guys. But good luck on each one of these as we wait for the moves to be made. All right. Stocks, stuck on stocks. I appreciate you stopping in the first time seeing the name. Pleasure to have you here. All right, make sure hopefully hitting that like and subscribe button. All right, let's see here. Looking for AMC to do a 60 to $84 in 11-13 day super cycle starting today or tomorrow. You know what? I would not be opposed to that at all. I like the way that sounds. I like the way the super cycle sounds. But absolutely, so let's go into AMC since we're all here. I think if anybody else wants to share this and let a couple other folks see what's happening, appreciate it. That would be cool. I know a lot of folks that come in, they want to ask the question over again. They may have missed it, but you know, if it's all good, if it's us, we're going to treat us like we're 100 people in here. It's all good. It's just us, and that's much more than enough for me, man. So I appreciate you guys standing around, hanging around. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, so I totally appreciate you guys. All right. So in terms of AMC, you guys hopefully caught that video the other night. That was that video could be 3 times as long. I just want to let you guys know that I trimmed a lot of stuff to try to make it a little more condensed because I know it's tough to watch a 45-minute video. All right. So, you know, even for me, I know how it goes down, right? Even for me, it's tough to watch a 45-minute video. That's not easy to do. It's even a little more crazy to make one. However, you know, the dedication is here. Oh, my man, hold on one second. My man, it's tracking. Yeah, bro. Man, we were just talking about this, man, on SPY. So far it's tracking. That whole July 15th move on SPY is scary AF right now, man. I don't know. I might have to dip these calls. It's crazy, man. All right, we'll go back and check that out. Saint, what's going on? Bro, you should be. You deserve it. All right, you've been here. Whoever has been here long enough and has watched this entire distributive play and has stayed diligent, right? You deserve what you deserve. All right, and to say something like that, well, you know what you deserve, my friend. All right, you know what you deserve. Now, the only thing is as long as we're making sure we're diligent enough to keep sight of the potential prize, all right, and understand the ebbs and flows of how this thing goes, I think everything else will take care of itself. All right, and that's what we're here to do. Whatever we can see, I think it's worth it to share the information, share the knowledge to whoever you can. Maybe you may not have been the beneficiary, or you got scared out, or whatever else had to happen for you to get out to conserve. But if you know somebody, or whatever the case is, that can be helped by a situation for them, that pass that on somehow, why not? All right? As long as you can prove your case, all right? Prove the case, because I think people will proof at this point, all right? As much as they can. And my best proof, personally, is based upon how charts move, and that's why I do what I do. So as far as this is concerned, the 46,000 shares, my man. Good stuff. Andy, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Bro, that ape was it. If people weren't loading up on ape, bro, I'm like, oh, you gotta load up some ape. I know there was some conflict about ape and the idea for buying up the shares, buying AMC shares versus buying ape shares at the time. I know that was a big situation. All right, but ape, man, you could not deny the price. No matter what, 60 cents. Like, come on, like, you know, at some point it's gonna go back up. Like, that was the arbitrage move. Obviously, was what it was at the time. But even still, man, I mean, how can you go wrong? I mean, at that point, if you already took a low, I mean, already down in price, why not buy the damn thing at 60 cents? They were called preferred shares for a reason. People tend to forget that part. But anyways, yeah, so let's look at it real quick. I mean, again, that video could have been 3 times as long. I had to, you know, do something to at least kind of cut it down. Maybe I could put the part 2 out, part 3. It could be at least about I don't know, about an hour and a half long. It's too much stuff to cover on AMC because it's just so ridiculous. Anyways, let's see here about the macro triangles here. 1 second. So here you are. This range. Remove a couple things. Caesar, what's going on? Holding strong? That's what I'm talking about. That's good stuff, bro. Good stuff. Hold strong. We are at the end, in my opinion. This is it. I like the concept of that. Who made that concept? The super cycle. My man, Stuck on Stocks. Yeah, I like the way that sounds. Let's get to the end of the super cycle. Super cycle out here, man. Let's do that. In terms of, let's see. Let's go and take a look at the new trajectory, which we have. I'll remove the horizontals. So, major resistances. We have short term. Again, I went over these in detail over on the video, but we'll take a look at those here. I'm not going to pay as much attention to the macro triangle to the downside. I'm going to remove that for the moment. Super macro triangle. Get that out of here. And the long-term trajectory, I'll remove that for a second as well. We're just going to look at the short-term time frame potential breakout that we have here on the 1 day. All right, let's start here. And we ran right into it. This was a level I posted about, again, which is the 30 moving average on the weekly time frame. This is a very major area on any stock for a turnaround. If you've looked at any stock that has had a major recovery over the last year, pay attention to where the weekly 30 moving average shows itself, and you can watch for that for a recovery. Once you start to break above that level, recovery for a period of time, or at least for about at least a year, is the trajectory and the changeover for that stock. All right, it's something to pay attention to. Back test it, see what I mean there. Look at any stock, look at anything that's taking a beating, watch for the reversal off that line. And AMC's right at it. When I first was looking at this thing before we got down this low, hold on one second, my dog just popped in here. Hey, what's up? Oh. All right. Yeah. All right. So when we got down to this level, didn't fully expect this to drop all the way down. It did for another dip. Look for it to hold, because that's typically a strong line to hold, which it would equally be a strong line to break. All right, but once it does break, it will coincide with this major downtrend that we've had here, which again, it starts all the way back at Judd Zern. Right, not starts, but it's confirmed at Judd Zern. Now, you guys remember that was a 100% move in after hours, mind you, before it dumped off, which I had been calling for at that time when it actually happened. A 70 to 100% move. You guys may be new to me here on YouTube, but I've been around here on X since the beginning. I've been around. I was calling for that move, for 100% move. It actually happened. The following Monday, it just dumped like crazy, obviously. But that was a retest of the downtrend that was established ever since the all-time high, which was this macro triangle. But then we've started to form this triangle, play to the upside and downside, obviously, and now we're basically here testing the top side, which is the Judd Zern line, for the third time. If we carry through, these are the lines I'm looking for. That will put us right towards that 30 moving average on the weekly. And then from there, once we get above 442, it's pretty much game on. I would see this thing really start to ramp up. We need to get back above 732, but ultimately need to get back above somewhere around the $10 to $11 mark, which is correct, which would be correct from this sense. If we looked at it from this way, all right, I've talked about this a few different times. I flipped the chart to invert it to see how it played if it was bearish, right? This would be a rising wedge. If anybody saw a rising wedge like this on low volume at the top with a lower high, you would buy puts here, right? Because you can clearly see that this would drop. The opposite is also true for calls, all right? The opposite is true. So you flip this the other way. This is telling you to go the other way because volume has been dried out completely in this area. Until you get the crosses you need to see, once it happens, this was your indication, right? This is your indication right here that told you this volume really, right? The volume was really it. This was an end of trend reversal volume setup. When you see volume coming at a high point at the end of a downtrend, that is now considered to be a change in character of the actual stock, meaning that the opposite is not going to be true because you got that push down. So now what's next is the opposite. You get one more higher spike in volume, which is probably going to happen next, which will carry the stock to the upside. So everything's saying the trend is ready to change. So all in all, I mean, from this perspective, it's correct. I mean, until otherwise. Now, there's only one man that can change that. His first name and last name have the same letter. All right, they start with the same letter. So we call him the boogeyman. But in situations like this, I will make this clear because this is something I always notice when you're in situations when you go from distribution into accumulation and the reversal starts to take place. News no longer is bearish. Any news you have in situations like this with a chart will show that you are now in a reversal setup generally tends to be bullish. You'll have stocks that have bearish news come out and the stock still goes up. I'm sure you've seen that once or twice, right? I believe that's where the spot we're in on AMC. So once we start to get above certain levels, once we start holding above 442, even bearish news that sounds remotely bearish will still have an effect to the upside, in my opinion, on AMC as it goes through its new phase towards markup. All right, so this is kind of what we're watching, but we'll maybe do a part 2 to that video because there's so much more to it. But right now, from where we stand, with this higher low, the trajectory is a new trajectory, in my opinion. We just need to clear some levels. Those levels happen to be, again, based upon several creek lines, as well as the 30 moving average on the weekly time frame, which is, again, 442. We're probably going to pop to 450, come back down to retest 442. And then I'm looking for us to eventually break 458. 4-hour creek is at 479. 524, which is also a weekly level. This blue line here is a weekly resistance level at 507 currently. And once you get above that, I mean, we should start heading towards sevens and possibly top out around $8 or $9 before retracing, retesting $7, and then running up towards that $10 to $11 range to start to play that that top side resistance, which is the old time low where we triple bottomed way back when, which is I call the inbound section, right? This $11 mark. You can see obviously we hit that before we came down. That'd be one time tested, a second time tested, third time tested, fourth time tested, and broke down, right? And also the triple bottom that took place way back when here, once, twice, 3 times before the AMC actually squeezed up. We need to get back into that range. And that's the range where everything gets fun again, all right? Once you get back above this white line, everything gets fun because now you start moving. Your volatility is now back in place. Your velocity on the stock is back in place. The strength is back in the stock. You're going to get new interest from investors that only buy stocks that are above $10, and then the game gets exciting again. All right, so, but at this point, you are, in my opinion, in buy zone, beyond buy zone, not financial advice. All right, so that's my short explanation to this. You guys probably seen a longer video of this, but I would have more of them if you want more of them. I have maybe 2 more about the same length. So if you want another 90 minutes worth of me talking about this damn stock, I can do it. Don't threaten me with a good time. I appreciate you guys sticking around for that while we watch this whole thing come together, man. All right, so anyway, back to let me see, you got stuck on stocks. Just a couple of comments here. Let's go back for a minute. Andy, man, from Germany, man, I appreciate you, bro. Definitely appreciate you stopping in. Hopefully, we'll keep seeing you more frequently as time goes on. Hit the like button, subscribe. Stuck on stocks. What you got? Steve, what's happening? Caesar, appreciate you guys. Meal deal, lots of crammed into the bro. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's more, and there's more where that came from, as far as this stock and other stocks too, man. So I will do my best with those, putting those out, man. Let's see, AA release. I would like AA to release earnings and dilute right into $60 to $84 run. If it gets to 84, 100 million shares, we will pay down. You know what? That would make perfect sense also. All right, for him to do that. If we start to dilute in those areas, that would again signify an end of the run. We'd probably see a spike in volume at that point, which is the same thing that happened back here. Right? It stopped the run back at the all-time highs. Right? It would be a perfect opportunity for him to do it. You pay off the debt, debt's paid off. Now you potentially could talk about going higher once that's all done. All right, probably retest 80 and get this one more time push to the possible new all-time highs, which if you guys saw my fib on that video, it's like $1,018, somewhere up there. I'd have to go back and pull it up. Nah, not that one. Not that one. That one right there, that everybody jumping out the window. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it level by level right now. All right, let's do level by level. We're not gonna go crazy. Not gonna go crazy yet. All right, 2618. 1 second. $8,000, right? Yeah, all right. You could possibly get towards about 221, the 3618 up there, 2618. Let me go back to my other one. $1,023. All right, that's not impossible. That is not impossible. So off of macro from the top to bottom, if you go back and you break the golden pocket, which is, I'll remove a couple things, it's starting to look a little crazy. But AMC will do that to you guys, I'm telling you. I'm pretty sure I need to tell you guys, or else you wouldn't be here. So let's lose these lines. Let's just do the fibs. Let's lose the major resistances. Let's lose all of that. So trend-based fib extension off this area. Your 1618 is $1,023. Not out of the realm of possibility if they lose the debt, and if you start to see, it's possible. Not saying it's going to happen, but it's possible. Again, I'm looking for a fair assumption. A fair area would be somewhere around the $20 to $40 range, $25 to $40 range. A high potential retest would be somewhere around the $80 to $100 range. And if you start getting a little bit better up there, you probably can go see about $200 to $400, which would be a retest of all-time highs. And then you start getting into Psychoville, which is going to be above that $200 to $400 range, and you start talking about going to possibly 1,000. All right, it would be a large N-shaped pattern like this. All right, you may have seen this before in some other charts, but it just looks like a long-term situation, which would take months, possibly years, to actually finish out. All right, so you got to be in for the long haul. You know, Warren Buffett says if you don't want to hold the stock for 10 years, don't even look at the stock. So we're halfway there. We're halfway there. All right, so this is what we have to consider, guys. All right. Oh yeah, there's gaps up there. There's gaps. I didn't even go into that. That's part. That would be part of an additional video, but that will take more time to start to pinpoint those, you know, those intricacies and stuff like that. So it's possible, man. It is possible. So all right, let's see. But absolutely, it would be a pullback. that area, and then you most likely, it's very possible, bro. I wouldn't, but again, it's timing it. I wouldn't time it like that. You got to give this stuff years to play out. All right, let's look at Carvana. All right, go back to Carvana, which is one I like to point out. Carvana was at $3, right? I tracked Carvana for a while, all right? I got into Carvana, I'm still in the $23, $24 range on my shares right now. And I'm just, every day it goes up, I just get happy, because I just know that I know it works, right? I know that what is going to happen is going to happen. Just got to be patient with it, all right? And just keep adding on. Let's see here. In terms of Carvana, I talked about the recovery zone a little while back. And let's do this. Don't mind the little faces. I mean, the guy up here that bought at the top is pissed, but the guy down here who bought down here in this range is happy. So I just leave that down there, just to make sure we pay homage to that gentleman down here. All right, he did his thing. He understood his TA. He knew his assignment. All right, he just took care of that to the T. All right, let's go back here for a second. Pablo, what's up, man? I definitely like, bro. I get it. I totally get it. Nobody wants to look at them. I don't like looking at them personally. I'll get into some calls every now and again. I mean, I average down tremendously, using the profits from a lot of other call plays and put plays and stuff like that to average down. Could have played cover calls on it. Probably made a boatload of money, but didn't really do it with AMC. Could have, but didn't. But in terms of this cross, just want to talk about. Let's see the recovery zone. All right, 30 moving average on the weekly time frame. All right, so I'm gonna move these for a second. I'm just gonna move all the lines, and I'm gonna move the trigger points. Okay, so here is your weekly 30 moving average right here on Carvana. All right, Carvana weekly 30 moving average down here. If you would have picked them up down here, could have crossed, watched the 10 and the 30 cross above each other. You just never look back. All right, it's kind of just crying for that to happen. All right, once you get above the 30 and hold, watch a 10. Any stock you want to go long on, just look for that. That right there alone would probably pay for a lot of people's just life for the next 5 years with just that information I just told you. All right, if you aren't willing to go long and hold the damn shares for a few years. Now this time frame took roughly about a year and a half, right? This was at $3 that's at one point. All right, it's $3 at $8. I got it around 23, around 28, 13, 14 bucks, right? Somewhere around here I got in. But at the cross was about $8.37. All right, that was about a 2,000% return. All right, that's not bad. So let's look at AMC. Good, remember that those lines. Look at AMC. AMC is at the 30 again on the weekly. All right, it's got some work to do. Like I mentioned, it's going to take a little while for it to get it. But once it gets it above the 30, which it did have, which they rejected, they pushed it down. But once you get above the 30, the 50, it's around 478, AMC will just continue tracking upwards for the next year. I know a lot of people in the comments didn't like the fact that it will take about a year to two years to at least get up there. But some people got sort of bigger picture and they didn't give a damn. All right, so I'm just, again, this is what we're paying attention to, holding this level. Any stock you can think about that's ever been beaten down, all right, and not reversed, has this same look to it. So it's just something to pay attention to. So keep that in mind. All right, keep it in mind. All right. Number 6, so on cash, first leg. Right, I wouldn't blame you. It would make sense to get some, take some profits out. I mean, it's certainly got a couple shares there, so it would behoove you, not financial advice, to take a little off the table and then reinvest in different ways. Maybe even go longer calls or whatever the case may be, because you can take that money and supercharge it. There's ways to take it, supercharge it, just by having a plan. It's not just you can buy and hold all day, which is good. Actually, you can't really go wrong if you take that approach. At that point, it's just how long can you wait? But if you find other ways to reinvest, whether or not taking some of it and just put it elsewhere, it doesn't have to be an AMC. It could be in other plays, it could be indexes and things like that. However, you got to compound it, right? You can't just let it sit there. Money sitting in one space is not meant to sit in one space. It's made to ebb and flow. All right, if it sits there in one space, it's dead. All right, so that's part of it as well. All right, but I appreciate it though, Stuck. Hey, what's happening, Paul? Hey, bro, it's real. It's real out here, man. Welcome back, my friend. Hopefully everything's been good with you out here. Wade, what's happening, man? All right, we back here once again. Appreciate you stopping in as usual. Stevie Steve, well, 442 is big. I mean, it's not going to be that easy to break, but we're in a spot where it can start to break. I'm not going to. Again, you got to be patient with this thing because you're impatient enough. All right, we might as well see it through. All right. Let's see what else we can do out here. Because AMC is going to do what AMC is going to do, but this is the spot to do it at. All right, in terms of GME, they're trying to snub it a little bit, but no fear on GME still. GME it needs to just hold. I do expect $20.50 to hit. I think we need to hit that before we start to turn around and start to push up. So $20.52 would be the area I'd be looking for on GME. And then from there, we can start talking about potentially pushing back up towards that 21.24 money line again. Which, again, they don't want that to hit. They're trying to avoid the monthly cross-up. Again, they're just trying to hold it and buy time. Again, we have very, very low volume in a wedge. You can clearly see we have a wedge built out here. All right, without me even drawing it up, you've probably seen the other video. But once we get above 21.24 and can cleanly break above this weekly 10 moving average, which is roughly about $22. Once you're above $22, that's it. It will just continue to press to the upside, just slowly but surely press to the upside. All right, that's what you really want to get it, but they don't want $22 to hit. That's what they're trying to avoid. 22, 23 bucks, they don't want it up there. But clearly right now you're sitting above the weekly 30 moving average. We just started a conversation about that. $21.06 is the weekly 30 moving average. You want to get back up there as fast as possible. But typically around the 30 moving average, you get volatility. All right, volatility happens around there, just very similar to the creek lines. That 30 moving average is also pretty clutch, so keep an eye on that. But once you're holding above that, which we've held above it a couple different times on GME, as soon as that breaks above the 10, which I believe it will, we have a shot. We have a shot. So right now it's an accumulation phase. All right, this whole thing is rounding out on a trend cycle, and once that rounds out and completes, it's over. It'd be over. All right. January 7th, $7 calls 2025. It's not a bad deal. I mean, I can see that happening. I personally, because of the time delays that they're able to use and whenever they feel like doing, I would stay closer to the money personally. I would do 450s, $5. I wouldn't go 7. I mean, hey, you want to give it a shot? It can happen. I would personally stick with a closer number because you can't expect it to shoot. It can. It would be a breakout. Now, can you play the IV off a push like that? Absolutely. Yeah, you can, but don't expect it to hit $7. I mean, it can, but I wouldn't touch it. I'd go $5 because there's nothing better than feeling like, okay, you got a call, it's in the money. Right, it just runs up to the number, and like as you look, and it's like you got no fear because by the time you have a $5 call, $4.50 call, the price is at $6. You feel like $1 million, right? You just chilling. You're sitting there watching your money pile up. It's a beautiful feeling, all right. But when you still have that little bit of fear, like, oh, is this thing gonna go up? Should I sell now? Should I not sell now? It's not the best feeling in the world. Right, you might have pops where you get these, IV pressure, IV pushes and pumps like that. That's all well and good, but it sucks when it's the other way around. So if you're gonna play a swing, play a swing. Like take the swing, but put yourself in the best position to win, which is gonna be at the money or in the money calls. So right now 450s maybe, based off that information, and rock the 450s out. Not financial advice, right? That's up to you, but. We have several reasons to think that it will go up. Now, it doesn't have to. All right, we always have to remember there's always the boogeyman factor and all those other things in between. But you know, the risk to reward in that situation, I think, is much better than playing out sevens. All right, Paul. There's knowledgeable folks that have broken down Q3 earnings on AMC. Looks like an 80 million plus net earning at the bottom line. Hey, I mean, that would play out really well with the chart saying. That would play out really well with the chart saying. So we'd be moving into that situation in a potential breakout. That'd make perfect sense. So if buyers are buying now, that means buyers are buying to prepare for a move up to the upside. And once you start clearing numbers, it's going to start to make sense for folks that are in the space of, let's say, institutions and whatnot. Once it makes sense for them, once you get that breakout, you'll start seeing money pouring. I know it's a little early. I know people are looking for institutional buys to start happening. Institutional buyers don't want to catch the bottom. They don't care about catching the bottom. They don't need to catch the bottom. Institutions, they're okay making a 1% move. A 1% move off of $30 million, $1 trillion, whatever the hell they're gonna put into it, is a lot of money. They don't need to see 1,000% move. They don't care about that, because if they get out, they'll get back in again, and they can do it over and over again. But the average individual can't do that. So it's really, it's to them, they don't want to catch the bottom. They want to catch the move. When the move happens, and they know they can move the market. So they have to be all set to have, I don't know, I can't say all of them, but they have to have the wherewithal to know that they have market moving money. All right. So if they make a decision, they can't sway the market. They do it when they want to. I mean, they're not the most they're not the most, I don't know, ethical folks out there, but oh man, Wolf is at $6, bro. So Wolf did hit my target at $6. Just wanted to point that out. $5.99 on the dot touch today. On the dot, on the nose. If you break $6, forget about it. Wolf is a problem, bro. As far as that's concerned, yeah. So market moving money, they have to be a little bit more professional about it. They have to be ethical in a way. So that's why they use dark pools. I mean, you can't blame them. But they don't care about catching the bottom. They care about catching a move to make 1%, 2% of the move off of multiple billions or maybe trillions or at least millions of dollars. Especially with options. If they play longer calls, they'll do it. And whatever the case may be, they'll run them. They'll probably buy a bunch of shares, make a couple percent, and they'll get out if they need to. Or they just hold them long. But they don't really care about catching the bottom, in my opinion. Yeah, right? I mean, if that's another thing. We got also timing is a thing. So release the news on it. That'd be cool. But I just don't want it to happen too early. As he released the news on it, oh man, Wolf just broke $6. This is crazy. It's playing around here. All right. The move, if you release it early, that also does give them the ability to short the news, right? Short, that you kind of still want that air of mystery around a lot of things, and this is one of the things I didn't like about them releasing earnings early, that's been like the new thing lately. Like news will be released or earnings will be released like a week before earnings, screwing everybody's calls up. Right, whoever's playing calls into the strength or into the increased interest. Oh man, Wolf just broke $5.99, bro. Oh snap! All right, so Wolf's next target is at $7.35. This is crazy. Yeah, that's wild. And Wolf did the thing, man. Wolf did the thing. All right, so other than that, we would need to not. I prefer not to have the news a little too early, because that's every time they do that, they screw everybody's calls. The next day it dumps. Happened with GME, happens with AMC all the time. Lately, anyway, for the last maybe 6-7 months, or a couple this entire year, pretty much. Early release on earnings, or maybe I don't know if it's a leak, quote unquote. But yeah, I prefer to just kind of go into earnings, get the news. Get the fake sell-off that happens with earnings on AMC every single time. It drops like for the next 2 days, and then it just comes right back up and bounces. The same way we did with APE. Right, when APE was released, we went down for the next day or two, and next thing you know, it was up at, I think I remember it was $9 or something like that, $11 at the time. And then APE ran right back up to $27, $28. That was like a 300% move in 2 days. It can happen. especially with the stock unified now, right? Everything since Ape's downturn has happened on the ununified stock, all right? So with them unified now, with some positive news in this position, the whole game has changed, all right? The whole game changed. So we'll see. We'll see. We're going to wait and watch. That's all we can do at this point. All right, stuck on stock says the other wolf. Oh, good money, man. Good money. I think I saw you post a. It might have been you. All right, I saw somebody talking about wolf. I'm reading the comments this morning. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta catch up with everybody. But I also had to do the Discord stuff and trying to find something out here. But I know my man J. Cole caught the that spy dump this morning. That was good money. I hopped in on Just X, and that's pretty much it. Just watching other things. And just watching this AMC thing. So I didn't get any new calls today, no new opportunities yet. But let's take a look at Wolf real quick. See what you got on Wolf. Wolf Speed. Oh, okay. Wolf Speed is down. It's down. It was one of the ones on a high short interest. Wolf Speed. I know it had a very high short. I think it's about 32% short. So they've been trying to short this thing for a while, but once it hit bottom, you got this high spike in volume. Let's see here. It's gonna have to relax for a little bit. It's definitely normal, but it's a relaxation situation on lower volume, which is good. There's gonna probably be continuation on this thing. I don't see why it wouldn't continue right now, anyway. All right, it's got slightly higher lows now being accomplished on the monthly on Wolf Speed. All right, so you had it. You got to have caught it though, because it was there. You just have to be watching it from the monthly perspective. Slight bump right here. Now, you'd have to be following the stock for a long time to have seen that, because at no other place here did you see a potential for a bounce. You'd have to really have been watching the stock to know that was here. All right, and then you caught it. So now you have a slight higher low off the monthly time frame with a stock that has a high short interest, and you now just bounce with this higher volume push. So this tells you everybody was waiting for this thing to happen. Now you have a downtrend that's also been created here. All right, you also have, what else do you have here? You have this was just wild. Let's push down. Can you call this a wedge? No, it's just re-entering this. It re-entered the channel that it had here. So you basically re-entered it. I mean, the downside was playing out up until volume-wise, price continued to fall while volume was starting to diminish to the downside. So once you got this break out of it to the downside, you hit that level, which again was that uptrend you caught for the monthly. So buyers saw that. This would have been terminal volume telling you, hey, this is time to reverse. Got in at the uptrend, and you got this candle that played on the monthly, obviously. That would have showed you, okay, buyers are stepping in, volume started to step up, push right back up into the downtrend. So right now you're at that level where, okay, it's do or die. Are you going to re-enter this downtrend, or are you going to reject and come down to retest that line once again? So for it to be down this level, makes sense. But let's take a little closer. Again, I'm just looking at the monthly. I'd have to go a little bit more granular to find out what's going to happen next. But, I mean, Wolf Speed, weekly looks decent still. Looks like a little bit of a rest period. It looks like a little bit of a rest period. Nothing major. I think it's just going to come down, hang around, trade sideways for a day or two. Maybe a little longer. And there's a creek line you just busted into. So hit smacked into a creek line here on the 5-hour time frame, which is fine. The 4-hour time frame is looking like it wants a platinum cross, which is a pivot zone in that situation. So you're kind of hanging around at this point. Could you get rejected? You could, but you gotta keep going. Let's see. Yeah, you're just kind of hitting resistance. You want to see it probably come back down to $12, $12.50, and then you can start to play another move. So round out like this. That'd be probably the end of the first wave up. And you probably get ready for a wave through the third wave, probably up towards about 20 bucks, maybe 17 to 20, yeah, something like that. That's what I would probably wait for if I was playing Wolf Speed. Man, Terra Wolf. I'm going to just compare the two. It's Terra Wolf. But that's still freaking going, man. 607. Yeah, $7 is next situation. Congratulations to anybody caught that thing. Yeah, that's right. It's gonna go up. It's gonna continue up. It can get low as $12. It doesn't have to, but it's just gotta continue soon. Brady Fire, what's going on, man? Welcome back. Welcome back. Why is AMC so low? I don't follow them at all. Did they do a stock split or something? What's happening, Snowpal? Yeah. So Apple's still freaking going, man. So they did a stock split a while back. If you knew to the play or to the game, the stock split took place back in 2022. So they split the stock and they reunified the stock last year on AMC, but in splitting the stock, they pounded half of it into almost zero, from $10 all the way down to like 60 cents. But then they reunified the stocks to avoid it going to a penny stock, and now it's recovering. so yes, it's that low because of that fact, but the sector is still decent. All right, it's been a recovering stock ever since the situation that actually has been in place from COVID. All right, so COVID took place. Obviously, there's nobody going to the theaters, and now you have this situation where shorts piled in to try to drive the company out of business, but they didn't know that retail was going to have a say-so on that, and that's kind of what's created the situation that we have here. And yeah, so it's low because they do have debt on the books, obviously, because of the fact that they were not able to do business at all during COVID, because nobody would sit next to each other during that time frame to sit in the theater. So in this situation, we are now in a spot where they reunify the stock. The company is recovering on it. It's recovering based upon fundamental stuff. They're getting rid of debt, and they're obviously able to perform business again. So things are looking to turn around from this point. We've, in my opinion, seen the bottom, all right, for more than one reason. But yeah, it's opportunity. Opportunity's at the doorstep, in my opinion. If you're new to the stock, you didn't have to go through all the stuff that we went through. But I think if you to look at it in more detail, look at the stock chart, get an idea what the company history is, it may not be a bad idea to at least look at it for a long-term investment. All right, not financial advice. All right, I'm not a financial advisor, cannot give out advice. However, I do have my own experiences with this stuff, and hopefully helps out one or two people that are listening here on this stream, man. So hopefully that's something for you. All right. Hey, Braveheart, I guess in a nutshell, I mean, if you want to make it simple, I mean, you may not be far off. I'm just saying, but I'm not gonna blame the guy. He had to do what he had to do, man. We did screw him up too. It was a mutual screw up. All right. I mean, from retail's perspective, they're not allowed a guy to raise money for his company, but on this end of things, it definitely did get driven into the ground. So yeah, but what goes down, I guess, must go up. Or is that the law of is that the law of gravity? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm just kidding, man. It'll go up, in my opinion, bro. I think we're right there, ready for it to happen. But bro, TerraWolf, bro. Woof. All right, once again, appreciate everybody stopping on the stream, man. Just wanted to stop in real quick. No new place for me today besides just X. Just gonna hold on to that. Just kind of watching on this stuff and keeping an eye on AMC, GME. I do want GME. I would prefer GME to start to actually hit $20.50. I want it to go there. I know that doesn't sound very good, but I want it to go there. I want it to go to $20.50 so we can get that over with and start to play back to the upside. All right, GME still looks great. It just needs to go down there and get it over with. They're going to let it hang here for a while. A lot of fake outs in this area. I mean, just go ahead and hide the drawings for a minute. Like, this is fake out after fake out after fake out after fake out, left and right. All right, look at these. Pattern cross up, pattern cross down, pattern cross up, pattern cross down, pattern up. It's just fake outs, back and forth. Eventually, you're going to get some sort of a spring, which I think would be the last one here. Probably $20.50, bring it back up, and then finally shoot this thing back towards breaking this downtrend. But this is fake out zone. All these pluses left and right like this, you're basically at the end. So it's gonna basically make you think twice about your investment choices. That's what this is all about. That's what fake outs are. So that's what we're dealing with GME. So we got to give it a little time for it to do what it needs to do. So be careful with your call contracts and just give yourself time. All right. Don't try to shoot for weeklies, none of that nonsense, because it won't work. All right, they'll get you. If they don't get you on the direction, they're definitely gonna get you on the IV. All right, and also theta. All right, so keep that in mind. So watch contracts in this situation. It was bad. It's bad. It just looks bad. The optics of it are definitely not great, man. Pablo, it's optics that look horrible. You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We're in here now. We're in here now. We came all the way down to the basement. We got to get to the first floor at least, which in my opinion is probably somewhere around $20. All right, we got to get back to the first floor. Then we could talk about getting on the roof soon. You know, real soon. Second floor roof. Stand on top of the chimney at some point and jump to the moon. Let's do that. But for right now, we out of the basement. In my opinion, we're finally starting to get out of the basement. Was really down here at $2. I remember that clearly. Once you got out of that, this is that first taste of blood right here. All right, right here. This is it. But now we got the second one coming. A higher low is all you need to see. All you need to see. And then we didn't even talk about this, right? Look at that. I mean, let's you guys have probably seen me do this a couple times. And probably use this pattern. I talked about it a lot, the Adam and Eve pattern, right? We didn't really point that out, but that's also something. Again, this video was too damn long, man. It's not the best looking one, but it is one. Very small, and it's very slowly getting ready to do it. All right, you want to get back above that line, which is roughly, again, everything comes down to 550. All right, debt to equity flip 566. Everything is that's what you're dealing with. So it's slowly but surely happening. It's just gonna take a minute. And so you got to be real patient. That's the same pattern we've seen on. I mean, how many stocks have we played on this stream alone? Right? We played I don't know, INTC, same thing, right? We watched the drop on INTC. We played that particular pattern 100 times just right here on the stream. I mean, INTC. Let's go. I'm not even gonna go through all of them, but you guys have been here a couple times. The folks that are in here, I think, are pretty much here every day we do this, man. So I appreciate you guys. But you definitely have seen us use this particular pattern over and over again. But that's the concept, right? Getting that right, finding that, seeing that, and then putting it into play. All right, it's part of the process with reversals and recoveries. All right, so keep a look at that, man. Yes, exactly, Stuck. You got me. So that was it. It's formulating. It's forming. So let me go back. So Stuck, you got it forming on that level. All right, that Adam and Eve. All right, it's forming. All right, because you have a higher low, you're getting very close to it. So once you start to get that cross up, which you will, in my opinion, and you'll break out, all of that good stuff, you will break 580. The debt to equity flip takes place there. Another way to look at it. It's just so many different ways, so many different things that are showing this time to go up. All right, but this is the end, in my opinion. This is the end of the trend. To the downside was already established back here in the May squeeze. Here going up. It's gonna happen. So it's the same concept. We applied it on several different stocks, several different tickers, right here on the stream alone. I play that particular trend or that particular type of play with that setup on almost probably everything. Generally speaking. Upstart. Upstart is another one. I mean, Upstart was a fantastic play last week, but even that had the same setup, right? You can look at. I mean, again, it's not exact, but this is a large one. All right, that's what that is. Upstart has been squeezing. It's going to continue. It's not over yet, but that's. I know it's hard to see behind all of the stuff here, but you get the drift. Let's see if I can remove a couple things to at least make it a little clearer. But that's the drift. You're looking for that type of a movement. And that's exactly what you're getting on AMC. I mean, I can see it. I mean, the longer you look at this stuff, the more you notice it almost everywhere. It's Miyamoto Musashi, right? The 5 rings, the book of the 5 rings, right? Once you know the way broadly, you will see it in everything, and that's exactly what you will start to notice. It's the same thing over and over again. You just got to really, tune your eyes to it. That's that reticular activating system. You probably heard that word thrown around once or twice. You know, that's really it. All right, even wolf. All right, even wolf. High or low, rounded bottom, push out, squeeze. It keeps going, and now wolf is up 17, almost 20% off the same. It's the same thing over and over again. Yes, you can call this a wedge as well, but you'll see it over and over. You can draw a wedge out and get the idea. Obviously, the platinum crosses helps that out to see it and see where the actual pivot takes place. But this is the name of the game, man. The V to the bowl, yes sir. You already know. I mean, if drug was, I mean, the name of the damn thing is drug. I mean, drug is up another 16%. Good Lord. Let's see. I mean, drug is just a freaking, yeah, drug is absolute crack. Bro, I mean, it's got to be, it's a pump and dump, but I mean, people not, doesn't mean you can't play it. I mean, you can play it pump and dump all day, but I mean, you would have really had to been watching this thing to catch this thing. I prefer to catch these kind of plays before they happen, but man, I would not have watched a penny stock this close. You know, I mean, I barely watch penny stocks as it is. I really don't like them, but I mean, you have to have been super patient to see this one. I mean, especially with these tic tac type of, you know, candles you got. Oh my gosh, look at this. AMC looked like this for a while. You guys know that for a fact. This little tic tac nonsense. These don't even look like candles, but candles, once you got above a certain level, oh yeah, they start looking like candles. All right. All right. Once you got this platinum cross hit on the 1 hour back on the 14th, so about a week ago, less than a week ago. Once that hit, all them candles showed up. Now they look like real candles, right? This is the candles. All right, but yeah, that's how that works. But you can't. I mean, you really have to know some inside information or something. Maybe Nancy Pelosi bought something down here. I don't know. Maybe somebody got to check our portfolio again. Oh, matter of fact, speaking of that, McDonald's, right? Let me look at McDonald's real quick. Let me see. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I might at least want to take a look at it, but no, it didn't happen. All right. Speaking of Nancy Pelosi, you know, just got to double check that. I know there was a little something that happened with McDonald's over the weekend, so this was curious. But anyway, it is a little bit later than I normally would stick on. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to run to the next thing. I don't like how the market's playing out right now. It looks like it could potentially go back to dumping again. In general, so on the SPY, let me go back to that. It did get a little move back up. Ultimately, it did not touch the 1618, which would have been at 580. Actually, it did hit 580. It was close enough. 580.60. I did not get all the way down there. You did bounce off the creek, caught a little bit of a tweezer bottom back upwards, but you're still having a little trouble at the one, which is at 582.17. So in that situation, that means you may still get a push down one more time. So don't think this is over yet. If that's the case, you did actually lose the you lost it, or you're losing it, I should say. You haven't fully lost it yet, because it bounced. It's a creek line there, which is holding it up, which is that this guy, the blue trend line, the blue. Go back a little further so it's clear. And get rid of the indicators. So this blue wedge situation that's been built since the drop to 507. All right. You're at the end of that schematic. Let me get rid of a few things. Get rid of these fibs, so at least I can see what the hell we're talking about. So technically, we'll have lost that area again. So that's a second time we lost it. Well, this was just establishing it. We lost it once back on the 8th, and obviously we ran all the way back up here, roughly about 4% almost, 3.5%. Came down, looped around, and now we're forming the same pattern. This is what we talked about. My man Maine from the Discord who pointed this out. All right, this here. So basically twice triple top. 1, 2, 3 triple top, and now you're looking to fall down. You're losing the top side of the wedge. This happened again back here. If this doesn't hurry up and turn around, you will come down to like 570 at least. This happened here. The same setup. back on July 15th looked very similar, and he pointed it out. I had a blue trend line, a blue, this blue wedge came all the way up. You got this little U-shaped situation here, and it happened back here as well. This U-shaped situation, triple top, 1, 2, 3, then dropped. Now, I have calls still. I'm gonna probably think about removing them if I don't hurry up. If we don't hurry up and get above this level. I have $600 calls I've had for a while now. All right, and if we don't hurry up and get up there, and we just lost this level, which looks like a lot like we just did. We're doing now. All right, this all the way back down to 507. I mean, we got the election coming up. That right now is the only thing in my mind that's kind of giving me some pause to think about this a little bit deeper. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Everyone going to short McDonald's because, bro, I was just looking at it like, let me see, let me find out, because you got to think like that now. Every time something happens in the news that involves a company that's you know, within the market, or it's a publicly traded company, you know, the first thing I do is go and look at the stock. I'm like, let me take a look at the stock. What's going on? I do that all the time. It's just not, it's natural, right? You know, so McDonald's on the news. Well, let me see what the hell's going on with that. But it's coming down, obviously, so maybe the sentiment was a little different than I thought. Let's see here. But yeah, so watching this pretty closely now. See if we get down there. 570, 573. We will see. First level will be 575, though. I'm not going to go too crazy. 575, potentially 573. If this really plays out, we can't hurry up and get back about 585.35. Yeah, it's going to probably dump. So we will see. Maybe one more reaccumulative move. Something like this, 585, 575, and try to catch it back up and then go to 6. Very possible. But, I mean, we've been squeezing for a little while, man. Anyway. All right, folks, I do appreciate you guys spending time here with me today. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. I totally appreciate you guys here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We'd love to have you back. And we'll be back here generally the same time, roughly around 10:30-ish, after we're done with the Discord stuff. And then I'll pop in with you guys on live stream. We'll do some talking, look at some charts, chill, listen to some music, all that good stuff in between. All right. But other than that, man, let me say peace to everybody that's in the building. We'll be back here tomorrow. Since it's Wall Street lunchtime, I think things are going to move pretty slow from this point forward. Typically around 12 noon, there's lunchtime on Wall Street. And also lunchtime for me, so I'm going to eat a little bit. But I do appreciate you guys once again. Love to have you guys here. This is the symbiotic relationship. You guys give me energy to keep coming back, so that's what I do. All right, that's what I do. All right, but other than that, guys, Lewis, what's happening, man? Yeah, peace, man. All right, so we going to wrap it up and say peace to everybody in the room here. Appreciate all you guys stopping in. My man William, Positive Insights. Steve Wright, my man from across the seas. All right, we got J. Cole. Truck 504, appreciate you, man. J100K, I just saw your name, man. Appreciate you stopping in. Saint 927, appreciate you. Hope to see you guys in the future there. Definitely. Andy, Caesar, appreciate you. All right, who else? We got Paul, my man Paul. Definitely watching this thing, man. Pablo, my man Wade, peace. Steve. All right, don't lose the will to live yet, my friend. We still here. We got more time. Stuck on Stocks, appreciate you, my friend. You know, make this happen. Snow Pal, appreciate you. Braveheart all day. All right, who else? I think I got everybody up here. Man, Lewis, all you guys, man. Appreciate you guys 100%. Be back here tomorrow. Discord guys, you already know I'm going to be on there. Let me know if any questions pop up with you guys, you know, regardless. And we'll be back, yo. I'm going to post a link in case anybody wants to check us out on the Discord. Got some good folks in there. We do some good things every single morning, watching these plays play themselves out, discussing stocks and the whole nine. The link is going to be in the description, but I posted here in case you guys want to check us out and hang out in the morning before we get on the live stream to take these other plays that we get into. All right. But appreciate you once again. You guys enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Also follow me on X to keep conversations going outside of YouTube. If we're not going to catch me on YouTube, you can catch me there, guys. All right. Talk to you guys a little later. Peace.